Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie, I'm from Austria and this is episode number 56. Hello and welcome back. I am so glad you could join me once again. It's almost May and I haven't even uploaded one podcast episode throughout the whole year, so I'm really sorry about that. A lot has changed, as you can see from my background if you haven't watched any of the other videos before this one. A lot has happened. I have a lot of personal things to share with you, and also quite a lot of knitting, at least for my standards. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, just anything you would like to drink. I am sticking with water today, and settle in and let's chat about what I have been up to in the past 4 to 5 months. I'm currently sitting on the floor. I don't know how well that's gonna go with my back, but I don't have a chair yet. So that's why I'm just in front of my shelf, just so you can see a little bit of the yarn. I'm also not sure if I will stay here with this background, just because I am beside a window, and as you can see the light is not direct light from the front, so it might like create some weird shadows. But we will make do for now, because I've been wanting to make this video for a really long time. I also wanted to show you finished things, otherwise there would have been no point in just updating you on the same stuff I've been going around for ages. So let's start with finished objects, because I actually have two, which is super exciting because both of these have been on my needles for so long. The first exciting thing, and I think the more recent one out of the two previous WIPS, is my Kilometre scarf. This is a pattern by, I always forget her name, Florence Miller. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I started this in November for my boyfriend, and I think it was November, it could have been earlier than that. But I started this because he loved the wool that I used, and I said I would make you something, and it was just super boring, and I'm never ever gonna make another scarf again, because I didn't enjoy it. About the pattern, I really love Florence's style of writing up patterns. I've made another project from her before. It was a cardigan. It's very clear, it's really well written. She has, I believe in this one, she's also got some YouTube links on where you can look up how to make what technique or how to use it. And in that sense, I was just really happy. I had no trouble whatsoever. It just takes a really long time. So this is what it looks like. What you do is you start with a cast on. It's like a double cast on, because you work in the round, so it's double layer, it's one tube. You have these really nice points on the scarf on the ends, so you know where to fold essentially, and then you just knit and knit and knit in the round until you've got the appropriate length, or the desired length as well. I believe I lengthened mine because my boyfriend said that he would like it a little bit longer, and that's what I did. I wanted to gift it to him at Christmas, but that obviously didn't happen. There were loads of other issues. You can go back to my other podcast video where I talk about what happened in the meantime. But yeah, I finally finished it. I only had to bind off, and I put that off for a really long time just because I didn't know how to bind it off. At the end it was just a Kitchener stitch. Like, I know how to do that from making socks. There's no like magic in it, and it was really quick. So that was literally just sitting down for maybe 15 minutes and finishing it. The wool that I've used, or wool, the yarn should I say, it's not really wool. This is all I've got left, my only leftovers. I used quite a lot because I held this double and I can't remember anymore what yarn it actually was. I know it was a blend, it wasn't just pure wool, and it also has some cashmere in it. I believe it's from Lana Grossa, but it could be wrong. I'm gonna have to put it in somewhere here in this video, but it's really nice and soft. I really enjoyed working with it. It's not as thin as a mohair, even though it's supposed to be lace weight. Oh, it won't focus. There you go. It's very fluffy, and I would definitely use this again because it was also fairly cheap, at least cheaper than mohair, and it's really non-itchy as well, which for me mohair sometimes can itch. I'm really sensitive around my neck, so I think that might also be a really good alternative for me in the future. So first finished object, really happy about this one. Obviously he won't be able to wear it now that it's almost May, but yeah, first one of the year. Second finished object, and that one has been on my needles for a lot longer. It's a pair of socks. I finally finished these socks. I started these in August 2025. Again, it was supposed to be a Christmas gift, but then I just didn't get around to finishing it, because these are men's pairs of socks. A men's pair of socks, and if you haven't noticed, they're really long. I finished the first one I think quite a while ago, and then I always get stuck on the second sock. The first one kind of flies, I'm done within a week or two, and then the second one really drags. So they are just small projects I have on my needles for a really long time, but I'm very happy with them. I think they turned out really nicely. I don't think he has tried them on just yet. I think the size is correct. He's got shoe size 47, so I just used one of those like charts where you can look up how long a foot is for that shoe size. And I just used I used just a normal sock knitting pattern, but I used a 2x1 rib. So it's a ribbed sock. There you go, a ribbed sock with a normal heel flap and gusset. I continued the rib along the foot just for a better fit, and then the bottom of the foot is just plain stockinette. I found that these fits the best. Also, I have a pair of my own with like a ribbed leg and the top of the foot also being ribbed, and I absolutely love them. They're the best fitting socks out of all of the socks that I own. So I really wanted something that he can also have like snugly around the foot and the leg, but still wide enough for his feet. The yarn that I used is one that I have tried for the first time. It's called Online, and it's a tweed yarn. I know I have the label somewhere, but what? This is all my sock yarn. Here we go. This is all I've left. So it used up so much yarn, which is good in one sense because that means I don't have a lot of leftovers. But on the other hand, it means the next sock has to be like a mismatched one. The yarn is Online line 3, Supersocke 100 tweed, 100 grams are approximately 420 meters. It's 70% wool, 20% polyamide and 5% viscose. This is what the label looks like. First time trying these, I had a lot of fun using the yarn. There was no issue. It didn't like hurt my hands, it didn't feel itchy or scratchy, so yeah, a good pair of socks for my boyfriend. Before we get into WIPS, I have a sock tragedy to announce, and I'm really sad about this. I accidentally felted some socks in my washing machine, and these were really nice socks as well. I didn't know that they were in the basket, and I just took the whole basket, threw it in the washing machine, and when I hung up the laundry, these were in there, and they don't fit anymore, obviously. This was yarn I got from my brother and his now fiance 2 years ago now, at Christmas. It's an alpaca yarn, 100% alpaca, really, really nice and soft. I tried a lace pattern, I can't remember the name of it. It's a free pattern, it's overall, oh, it's like not overall lace, but the leg is lace, and then the front of the foot as well. The back is just pure like normal stockinette. I didn't have enough yarn, which is why the tips of the toes are white, and they survived, of course. There's nothing that happened to this yarn because it's got polyamide in it, so you can wash the normal sock yarn, but the rest of the socks sadly didn't survive, so I'm gonna have to bin them. Yeah, I am really sad about this, but at the same time these socks never really fit properly anyways. They were a bit too small lengthwise, but at the same time it's a lace sock. It took a lot of time, and the yarn was also quite special, so yeah, a true tragedy in my eyes. Let's get into WIPS. I have some new cast-ons, or a new cast-on, and some other WIPS which I finally made some progress on. So if we're staying on the topics of socks, I don't know if you can remember, but I made a sock tube with the other yarn I got from my brother. It looks like this. It's again 100% alpaca by the company Kuntur. 100% alpaca sock yarn. This is the color Lavendel. It's a really nice dark like color scheme, and I made a sock tube. I don't know if I finished that last time, but this was the sock tube. I just knit in the round in a rib pattern once again. This is 2x1 rib again, just because this is my favorite. And once I ran out of yarn, I bound off. The bind off looks absolutely horrendous. I had to bind off twice because I ran out of yarn, so I had to substitute it, like the last maybe 2 centimeters of the bind off with some light grey yarn, and then it was too tight. I just wanted to finish this project. I didn't want to do any other stuff anymore with it. I just wanted it done, but I hated it because it was too tight. I didn't like the grey, and the grey was supposed to go on the sock, on the tip of the toe and the heel as well. So then I looked up some stretchy bind offs for sock tubes, and I found this one, but I bound off too loosely. So now you can see the flare, it's flaring out, but I'm not going back in. I don't care about these socks particularly, to be honest. I don't know if that sounds really rude, but these have been on my needles for 1.5 years now. Yeah, 1.5 years now, and I just want to get them done. So the tube I separated, which was another thing. It took way too long, in my opinion, because I wanted to use up the yarn first and then go back in, because I didn't know how much tube I would get out of this ball of yarn. So I couldn't put the yarn in like scrap yarn for the heel and toe, which you would normally do, and then pull out the scraps and then make the afterthought heel. And rib pattern is very difficult to see, at least for me. Anyways, the point is I've got 2 toes and I just have to put in the heel. I am not quite ready yet to take the brain space and use that for the heel. It will be done by next time. I also think that the colour scheme works a lot better with this really nice dark brown. This is also just some sock leftovers that I have from Lana Grossa. It's got polyamide in it. It's a very cheap sock yarn here in Austria. So these will be done by next time. I don't know how well they will fit. This is the first time I am making a sock tube and an afterthought heel. So it's quite a steep learning curve, I have to say. If I can, it's not my favorite method yet. If I would like to try the sock tube thing again, if I put in scrap yarn, so I already pre-established where my heels and my toes are gonna go. But then on the other side, the reason why I want to make a sock tube is because I want to use up every last bit of this yarn. I don't want any leftovers anymore because I already have way too many anyways. And a sock tube, in my opinion, is the best way to use up all of the yarn and then going back in and like separating it into individual socks. So if you have any suggestions on how to make socks a little bit easier with a sock tube but still using up all of the yarn, then let me know in the comments below. So that is the first WIP. I'm kind of actively working on it. The second one is a new WIP I started because I got sick literally on the day Easter Monday, so Monday after Easter, or like Easter itself. I got sick and I wanted to work on something mindless. I've been wanting to get this yarn out of my stash for such a long time. It's really old. It's a Drops Air. I have different colors. I didn't want to make a sweater because I'm not a super colorful person, but at the same time I also didn't want to give it away because there are so many different colors. So the best way to use up that kind of yarn is by making a blanket, which is exactly what I started with. I knew I didn't have enough yarn, so I'm striping it with some other Drops yarn that I have in my stash and I don't really fancy using in like a sweater. So this is what I have so far. I'm just using garter stitch, really simple. I just want something super mindless. It's not the biggest blanket in width. I'm hoping to stretch it out once I block it a little bit more. I want it to span at least one single bed because this is supposed to be either a car blanket or like a sofa blanket, just something to throw on over, but not like, it's not supposed to be super special, is what I'm trying to say. So the yarn that I'm using is all of these different colours. Most of it is Drops Air. I've got some Alpaka yarn in here, which is a lovely colour. I have a lot less of this, obviously, because it's not a blown yarn. But this is what I want the colourways to be. So I've got yellow, I've got this mauve colour. The next one is going to be this bright pink, then a dark red, blue, like a really nice, what's this, cobalt blue, I guess, some turquoise, green, brown, and then grey in between there as well, and then this like mild Drops yarn. Here we go. I've also got some needles in here which I need to put in my needle binder again. Merino Unicolor is a super wash yarn. This is color number 19. It's also like it's not completely beige, it's like a pinker beige, and I have a lot of this. I think I got 19 or 20 balls of this, so will definitely be enough for this blanket. So yeah, I'm just working on this slow and steadily, but I am making progress. So these really are the only two WIPs I am actively working on. Obviously I have a lot more, but with everything just going on and work, etc., I haven't had the time to really work on anything. And I also was in a big like hole. I don't want to knit on anything right now. I just want simple things. I don't want anything taking up my brain. I don't have the brain space for anything complicated, which is why my like cardigans, the intricate ones, like my Dagmar jacket from Petite Knit, is on the back burner. I know I have to pick it up again. There are a few projects that are still simple that I would like to finish fairly soon, but it's getting warmer now again, so I need to pick up my summer projects really before I pick up my woolly ones again, but we'll see. I don't have any yarn acquisitions. I don't think I bought any yarn. Like I said, it's been such a long time since the last video, but I can't remember. Oh, sorry, I can't remember if I did. I don't think I did. And yeah, if you're not interested in the life stuff, then I thank you very much for watching this video. And now we get into all of the things that have changed in my life, because a lot has happened, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I'm gonna share a few things here. The biggest thing that changed, of course, is that I moved. I moved in with my boyfriend. This has been going on for the past 3 months. I've officially moved out of Vienna. I don't have my own apartment anymore, and it's been going really well. A lot of organizing. I have so much stuff. I'm so fed up with going back and forth in between 2 places that I don't even use anymore. So I'm really happy that it's finally done, and I live in one place and one place only. It's a lot closer to work. It's only a 3-minute drive. Later this year is going to be a 10-minute drive because we're moving there again as well. But it's a lot closer than if I was still in Vienna. So that's been going on. I finally got my promotion, which is super exciting because I've been working towards this for the past 2 years, and I finally did it. And at the same time, I've also got some like career changes. I not only got my promotion, but I finished an exam, and with this exam it's helping me out so much more in my workplace. So I also had to study for that for the past 3 months because it's a big exam. It's very official, it's very like strict as well. So I've also done that. And yeah, these were really the biggest ones, I guess. It's just been from January on, it's just been work to get what I want, and it paid off. So yeah, and now I've got a little bit more time and free time again as well. Like I said before, I was sick. I have been sick since Easter. It's now the end of April, so for more than 2.5 weeks I've been sick. First I got corona, and then I had like an infection in my throat and it just wouldn't go away. I'm still coughing here and there, it's still hurting. It's still not gone. I'm still not healed, which is just so frustrating because I was supposed to run the half marathon in the middle of May in Salzburg, and I probably won't be able to do that. I was really looking forward towards that run because Salzburg is such a nice city, it's so beautiful, and now I can't do that. I haven't trained in the last 4 months, only here and there on like my bicycle, and I've gone on maybe 3 or 4 runs, combining all of, like, since Jan till now, all of the 4 months of the year. So I'm really gutted about that one, but that's life. I need to get back into training, because also knitting and running, those are like my main go-tos from like free time activities, and they help me so much mentally. And I've really neglected both of these, which also has affected my mental health in the past 4 months. So I'm picking both of these back up, especially knitting, because that's something I can do at home after work in the evenings, if I get time, of course, and it's not too late. So yeah, we're getting back into the groove. It just is going to take a little bit more time. Yeah, I don't think there is anything else to report. Those are the biggest life events that have happened, really. I'm in a very good place. I'm in general really happy. Also with my partner, it's going really well. So yeah, I can't say any more on that front. I feel very loved is what I'm trying to say, even though it sounds really cheesy. But yeah, I hope you have had a better start into the year. I hope you're working on your spring projects. If you are, let me know in the comments also what you're working on in general. Spring is upon us. I'm not in the spring mood, but I need to get out of the winter stuff and more into the summer things. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you are doing. I know it's been a while. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you did. It really does help me out, and I'm gonna see you next time. Happy knitting. Bye.